Hey everybody, welcome again to Astronomy Daily Live, the Obs-Session for January 25th, 2019. I'm just laughing because this YouTube app, and it it uh, it makes me make a little like a profile picture first, and so I've been sort of getting into the habit of making a really stupid uh, face. So hey there, Andy Cowley, nice to see you. Nice to see you. Well, welcome everybody. So just getting um, started now. Um, did my cows a little bit earlier. Hey there, Tim. Nice to see you. Yes, the red ghost. Hello. Hello, but it is nice and dark here. I do have some clouds to the north that I'm a little kinda worried about. I can sort of see them a little bit. I do have a town to my north, so it's shining a little bit of light up so I can actually see them. But they're not really bad, and so yeah. All right, so yeah, I did the cows earlier, and definitely had to get some dinner. So while I was doing that, I was watching Deep Sky Tours with Mark D'Antonio. He's out in Connecticut, and he's got quite a setup over there. Um, so I linked to to his um, to his YouTube channel over on my Discord. So yeah, take a good look at that. He's doing some good stuff, fun stuff. Um, Astrophotography, right? Primarily just snapping photos, and talking about astronomical things, and trying to answer questions and all that. So very, there's the thumb. Very awesome. So check him out for sure. I'm out here taking photometric data, and also measuring positions. That is sort of the two things that I can do, more leaning towards the science than the art. So although those two things are very mixed. So I've got a full night ahead. I'm probably going to be out here for a few hours. I'm going to live stream. Hey there, ERRT Radio. I'm going to live stream here until 3:30 UTC. So yes, I have a huge black mustache right there, and a black mask. Yeah. Hey, that's cool. Yeah, I like it. I like it. So, all right. Yeah. This red light works really well. So yeah, see, I'll shine it right in your face, Tim. Look at that, blasting you. Yeah. All right. So all right, I've got like I said, I'm gonna live stream until about 3:30 UTC, and then I'm probably gonna be out here until about maybe about 6 hours UTC or so. Just collecting data. I still have a little bit of a problem with the. I'm not exactly sure what's going on, whether it's the optics or the mount. Oh, here I'll show you the current conditions. Current conditions. Can we zoom in on that? There we go. So 60, haha, 66 point, is that right? No, that's inside, sorry. That's better. Okay. So 32.5 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's so dry that it's not even registering. So that is good. We like that. Okay, now it's showing 20%. 20% humidity and 35.2. So it's cold, but It's not insanely cold or anything, and I just dropped my glove on the ground. All right, now, do I need my glove? I don't. I think I can put my glove on. So, all right, I am going to point the smartphone camera, this one, over at my computer screen and get going here. I've got to do alignment, I've got to focus, and then I'm going to get on my first target. So, okay, off we go. So I'm going to switch views here. And I think I'm going to have to pull this power cord off of here for now. That, which is fine. Just make sure that little Mr. Power Cord is out of the way, because I don't want to be tripping on it. I don't want to be pulling on it. I don't want anything that is going to interfere with the operations here. So, I've got to make sure that my tripod legs aren't going to mess anything up there. And I think we're good. So I'll get rid of this. All right, so first thing to do is we're going to just get this camera running. It's already cooled down. I cool it down to negative 10 degrees Celsius, which is, it's about, that's only about, what, 11 or 12 degrees below ambient. So it's not having to work very hard. Turn these to light. I'm going to do 3x3 binning while I find the target, and I can just get that going. Okay, so first things first, we got to set the time, and this clock is about 3 seconds slow. So I was checking it with the WWV a while ago, and I noticed that it was about 3 seconds slow. So we're going to do our 2-star alignment, and I'm going to call it, it's going to be 1925. That's my local time. At least it's going to be my local time in about 30 seconds. So when the second hand goes to 57 here, that's actually when it's going to be 2:25 UTC exactly. So I've got another 10 seconds. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. Okay. Standard time, and the date is my local date is 0125/19. And actually, at the beginning of the stream, I was mistaken. It is, this is the Astronomy Daily Live Obs-Session for January 26th. Yes. So, yeah, Tim, I'm just going by, WWV coming out of Fort Collins, Colorado here. So yeah. All right, so I'm going to go to my first star, which is going to be, I think I'm going to do Capella again. I think Capella is still low enough altitude-wise that I can grab it with the scope. So I'm going to slew the scope over, get on my knees, as all good astronomers must do from time to time. Yeah, it's really, really close, but I'm not going to be on this for very long. So let me get that clock out of the way. And there's Capella. I'm going to zoom in for you. So you can see that he's drifting right now, because I'm not tracking, of course. So, but that is going to be rectified. soon. Drifting out of the field. I'm going to scooch him over this way. Probably too far. Yeah, I think it should probably drift back in, but I'm going to check my finder scope here. Yeah, there he comes. Okay, so I'm going to scooch that over a little bit more to the left. So I really want to come in from the right here if I can. Okay, here we go. So now I'll come in from the right. And I want that Capella star to be right in the middle. Let's see, is that pretty close? That's going to be close enough. So I'm going to let that drift in and bang. Okay, so now shoot. I think there's a series of buttons that I have to press. Huh, okay. Well, for some reason that did not do what I thought I was going to do, but that's alright. We'll get him back. Come on, Capella. We'll just do you again. No problem. No operational errors, you know, the usual human things. So yeah, I hope everybody's doing well today. It was a pretty good day today for me, just sort of a normal, typical day. Was working on some interesting sound projects. I'm really into sound and using astronomical data as sort of a basis for generating sound and other artistic forms. And so I was playing with that today. Not playing, I mean that's sort of the wrong term. Trying to move him to the right before he gets too close to the center. There we go. I think we're going to get really close here. Okay. Okay, I think we're good there. So now, let's go over to Rigel. Okay, let's do Rigel for star number 2. You want to... I think the way to do this is sort of depending on where you're pointing in the sky is where you want to sort of do your alignment. That's not always true. So after I align on Rigel, I will focus, and I'm going to add a new step to this operation, and that is every single time I slew to a new target, I'm going to refocus, because I noticed on the other night's session, by the time I got to M46, the stars were actually quite out of focus. Rigel should be in there somewhere. There he is. Drifting the other way, as you can see. But we'll get him in there. So these are 1/10 of a second exposures, as I said. And I need to scoot him way over to the right. Maybe right about there. Oh, that's too far. Dang it. It's always a little game here. Trying to get this going. But, you know, as you practice things, you get better and better and better at it. So 1/10 of a second exposures are still way overexposed, which they should be. Alright, here we go. I think we're gonna... I went too far again. The antics of a crazy research astronomer. Watching it. Okay, I'm going to be a little more careful with with moving this away. I want to move the star to the right. See how it's sort of drifting down and to the right, or to the left? So I want to get that thing moving to the right pretty darn quickly here. I'm going to miss it. Okay, so I'm going to go up a little bit, and hopefully nail him sort of as close to the center as I can. I'm not crazy about it, but I want to be pretty close because the better I can do, the better the pointing is going to be. And I moved that a little bit too far up. That's all right. I'll just do this, and he'll drift in like that. Yeah, all good fun. Absolutely. Absolutely. If I wasn't having fun, I wouldn't be doing this. No way. Okay, I think that might be a pretty good drift. Let's get it pretty close to the center. And kablam. Alignment success. Okay. So now it's more or less going to be tracking. So now I want to put the Bahtinov mask on there and focus for the first time tonight. And you'll see that the Bahtinov mask, once it stops jiggling around, gives a nice star-like pattern. And what I want is for that central spike there to be right in between those two other spikes. And it's a little bit off. You can really fine-tune this. It's great. You can fine-tune it very quickly, too. Okay, so that's the wrong way. I'm going to back it off this way then. I want that central spike to be right dead center. That's a little too far. It's really nice how you can fine-tune this. You know, one can be incredibly anal about it if one wants to be. I'm not incredibly anal about that kind of stuff, but I do want it to be about right. Okay, I'm going to go a little tiny bit more. It blurs a little bit whenever I touch the thing. Okay, that looks really good. Okay, so now I'm going to slew off of this dude because it's burning my poor CCD to death. And I'm going to take the Bahtinov mask off. It's always a very important step. Otherwise, things look kind of funny. Okay. So now what I want to do is I want to do a quick pointing test. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell it to go to Betelgeuse, which is also in the constellation of Orion, right? Where I was just looking at Rigel, which is in Orion. But now I'm going to tell it to go to Betelgeuse. So go to my list. Now, the only reason why I'm using the go to at all is because I'm interested in getting to these locations as quickly as possible. Now, something like Betelgeuse that I can see with my own eye, I mean, I can find it, just as fast as the mount can find it, right? But with targets, it's pretty close, right? So it's a little off, but not too bad. Okay, I'm not going to complain about that whatsoever. I think we've got some good pointing good pointing tonight, so I'm going to slew off at that so it doesn't roast the thing. But look, for targets that I can't see, right, which are all the targets that I'm going for, right? I'm part of the program that I'm doing now is I've got a piece of sky that is uh, 2 square degrees on a side, or 2 degrees on a side, right? So four square degrees, and I'm um, going through all the stars that are brighter than 11th magnitude, right? I can't see anything fainter than about, maybe sixth, right? I mean, at my nice dark location here, I can see 6th magnitude stars on a good night, right? Usually maybe 5 or 5.5 or so, right? There's no way that I can see an 11th magnitude star, right? So I have no way of looking through my finder scope, right, and pointing uh, pointing the telescope at the right place. So I have to rely on the mount, right? So I tell it where to go, right? I give it celestial coordinates, the right ascension and declination, and I tell it to go there. And then I use charts, which you'll see here in a moment, to actually locate the target that I'm going to go after. And speaking of the target that I'm going to go after, that is the next. That's the next thing to do. Actually, is decide um, uh, what what target to do next. So I'm going to zoom you out here a little bit. Oh, yeah. Tim, I just yeah, it's just one of those normal star patterns. Now, some of these things are actually hot pixels, right? Some of these are hot pixels. You might even be able to see some bad columns here, but that's a star, and these are all stars, and yeah, this is currently very, very well focused. Now, this is only a tenth of a second exposure, right? I'm going to goose it up to a 1 second exposure now and start running this series again because now I'm in sort of find mode. So I'm going to abort this series and I'm going to take this up to 1 second. Thusly, still 3x3 binning because I want to have a fast turnover. But now I'm going to go to my chart. Oh, and as you can see, there are more stars now. Because the exposure time is 10 times longer. Just makes sense. Okay, so the other day, and I'm going to zoom out a little bit more, maybe so you can see the chart and the field of view at the same time. I'll try to line that up here a little bit. So night before last, I've got photometry on this guy and this guy. And this guy was sort of in the same area, but I'm sort of trying to systematically move through this list by right ascension, right? So this guy is obviously much more east than this guy up here, and maybe even this guy up here. So what I'm thinking is that I'm going to look here and see where these guys are, and then see if there's any others that I can get. Yeah, it's sort of looking like maybe this bright dude here. So now I'm going to go to my list. Yeah, actually, you know what? I think that's the next one. I've got a pretty bright one I don't know if you can see this list or not. Oh yeah, you sort of can. So this bright guy here is going to be my next target. This bright guy right here. Now it sort of looks like he's got a little friend right next to him, and I know that you really can't see that on the screen, but it looks like he's got a little faint friend. So I think that's the one that I'm going to go for. Now what I have to do first is I have to confirm that that's the actual star, right? So I have the coordinates here, both in degrees and also right. Interesting thing though, oh, wait a minute, there's a brighter one up here, and it looks like it's west of that. Oh, maybe. No, negative 0.8859. Why don't I have... hold on. Hold the phone. No, see, that's around negative 0.2. Why don't I have him on here? I'm gonna have to investigate that a little bit. That should be negative 0.2. Wow, I'm not... For some reason, I'm not seeing this bright star, which should be part of the program. It should be actually brighter. Huh. Okay, hold the phone real quick like. I want to understand this a little better. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, okay. God. All right. Point to your head, Mr. Cosmic, and say, nobody home. Okay. I was looking in the wrong place on the chart. Okay. That's exactly where we're going to go. Okay. So now I have the right ascension and declination. So I will grab my paddle, and I'm going to go to the menu item that says go to RAN deck, and I'm going to type in the RAN deck here. So it says 0356 0356 51.98. So I'm going to do 52.0, and we're going to go a negative 005309. Now, the pointing is not going to be exact, right? But it should be here. Now, I do have a few stars in the field of view, but they're really, really faint. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start moving around a little bit. Now, I know that my pointing test put Betelgeuse up here, right? So maybe my target is up there too, right? So I'm going to move this whole field down and see if I can see any other stars, because what I really want to do is I want to start seeing a pattern of stars, right? And for me, I need at least 3 stars to really discern a pattern, right? If I can get a triangle, when I look up in the sky, I see triangles. I see triangles. Now, you may notice that I've got a little purple box here. That purple box designates my field of view. Now, it isn't orientated that way though, right? Um, uh, yeah, the sky is rotated. So, it's not as easy just to assume, that everything is lined up exactly right. But once I find a pattern here, and I'm just gonna, I mean, I'm seeing a few faint stars, but I really want to see a couple brighter ones, if possible. If possible. Yeah, very, very warm welcome to everyone here watching the antics of a crazy independent research astronomer collecting data. Right? This is the work of collecting data. Okay, so I've got a pretty bright star here, and a fainter one here. It's filling sort of a large portion of the field of view. Oh, nope, that was a cosmic ray. I thought that was a little friend next to that other star. Okay, I'm gonna scooch it to the left. I'm just sort of following my intuition now, right? I'm not really, um, I don't have necessarily any plans of attack here, but I am watching the clock, right? I'm doing this about 4 minutes or so. I am talking though too, and stalling a little bit. Okay, so trying trying to see something. I'd like to see a better star pattern, right? Because I'm seeing really, really, really faint stars right now. I'd like to see something a little brighter, if possible. There's a little star popping in at the top, looks like. Yeah, there's another triangle of stars here. So, um, mm, not really seeing anything yet. I'll keep slewing around. This is the slow, tedious work part. And I'm gonna zoom in on my target a little tiny bit more here, just in case. Okay, there's a pretty bright one up there. Okay. So I've got two bright ones. Oh, sorry about that. So I've got two bright ones and two fainter ones here. So let's see if I can make some heads or tails out of that. I'm gonna scooch these guys over a little bit, see if there's any indication of some other bright stars. There's a lot of faint stars and only a few bright stars, so it's easier to pattern match. Hey there, Patrick Manny. Sorry to hear that. That sounds no bueno. Hope hope she hope she feels better soon. Yeah, that's no good. It's hard to take care of these bodies of ours. It's always a struggle. Speaking of struggling, I'm gonna keep moving these guys this way. See if there's any. Am I going the right way? I don't know if I'm going the right way. I don't think I am. I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna tell those stars to go down. So I'm taking a little bit longer than what I normally would want to, just because I really want to see if I can nail these guys. Oops, going the wrong way here. Let me go back this way. I see sort of a lineup of stars, and that is always that's always intriguing. It's always a little intriguing to see a lineup like that. Wow. Well, sending some good vibes her way, Patrick. That's never any good. It's never any good. Hopefully she'll be better soon. So I'm seeing a sort of a pattern here. All right, I've got bright, bright, faint, faint. It's tough though. It's really tough. I don't have a lot of information here. Although, well, no, that's not it. Indoor swimming pool. Gee whiz. Trying to move those stars up. I think what I'm going to do is sort of, it seems like it takes me a little while to warm up, get into the groove here, so I'm going to be a little forgiving and give myself a little extra time to locate this first target. It's always a little bit of a chore to get that first one down. So yeah, you know, I'm seeing a nice pattern here, but I'm looking on the chart and I'm saying I don't know. Oh, you know what? I think I'm looking. Yeah, I think I was looking for. I was looking for the wrong star. Dang it. Okay. Okay. Let me realign myself here. I'm going for that one, not that one. Okay. So let me get myself realigned. And we'll get, you know, if we don't get this one, we'll get the next one. Hopefully. Hopefully. So, all right. I'm really not seeing that. Oh, maybe I am. Maybe I am. Let's see if there's another star right off to the edge here. Right off to the right. If there's another star to the right, then I might be pretty sure the RN deck. 0356 52.0. Make sure that I did that correctly. And negative 005309. And I'm up to 277 here, so that's good. Okay, so no man's land in terms of stars. So I'm going to do what I did before, and I'm going to scooch him down and see if I can come up with anything at all. There's a little dude there. little tiny dude. Sort of no man's land here. So I'm going to scooch that down again. So there's something there. Another star up here. I'm going to keep going. So there's that triangle again. Remember seeing that triangle first time we shot this, right? This one, and this one. And, but, not, and these are really, really, really faint stars, so I'm looking for the littlest dots on my charts. And not really seeing anything with that pattern. So I'm going to keep moving these stars down. Okay, so this was the triangle. See, remember there's one down here, but now I've got these two up here, right, which are about a little more than half of the field across. So a little faint triangle here, and then this one. I like seeing triangles if I can. Tricky, tricky, tricky. I'm definitely going well beyond my allotted time. Because I continue to be really, really stubborn when it comes to these things. Especially since it's a pretty bright star. All right, Tim. Good night. Take care. Thanks for stopping in. Get some rest. Say hi to the lady for us all. Hope she's doing well. Okay, look at this. I've got a parallelogram. Of two brights on the corners and two faints there. Now, what could be simpler than that, right? What could be simpler than that to find on the chart? That should be incredibly easy, and these two bright stars are about as wide of the field of view as I can possibly be. So, dang, I should be able to see that, huh? And let's see, am I seeing that? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I'm seeing a parallelogram, but no, those stars just aren't lined up correctly. So I'm going to stick with this just for a little bit because, man, that is a nice parallelogram. And the two bright stars are the ones that are furthest away from one another, right? What should I do? Should I zoom out a little bit so you guys can see the charts? I'll do that. Try to zoom out. So this is the target that I'm going after, this guy right in the middle. And I'm seeing this parallelogram here. I'm seeing a parallelogram over here, right? But the bumping the telescope should come back. Thank you. So looking for other parallelograms, and it could be any orientation, right? It's not going to look like this on the chart. It might look close to that on the chart, but it's not gonna look exactly like that on the chart. So looking for parallelograms of two relatively faint stars and two fainter stars. And oh, it's got to be here. It's got to be in this field somewhere, and I'm just not seeing it. See, I'm seeing a parallelogram here, but the two bright stars are close to one another. So that's not right. The two brighter stars are furthest away from one another. Man, this is not fair. It's not fair at all. Well, I'm giving this much more time than what I really want to. I think what I want to do, very reluctantly I say, is move on. But man, I hate not being able to do this because I mean once I can see it, it is definite, right? And so it drives me insane that I can be pretty sure that I'm looking at this. Okay, let's go to the next target. Okay, let's go to the next target, which is about the same right ascension, but it's going to be positive 0.5 degrees. So it's going to be pretty much the same right ascension of that, but it's going to be up here instead. Positive 0.5. Okay, so that's one of these guys. It's going to be one of these guys. Let's put 0.5. What is it? 0.50. Yeah, 0.50. Okay. So let's put 0.5 right in the middle of the screen. And then we'll scooch over. And it's gonna be one of these two. And I want the one that's furthest, probably furthest. Yeah, see, there's a 0.5 here, and there's a 0.51. So this guy is definitely this guy right there. Okay, so that, and what's the magnitude? Yeah, 10.42. So he's a faint little dude, but hopefully he's going to be easy to find. So let's try. Let's try. It's all we can do. It's all we can do is try. So I hate to give up on that guy, but you know, I have to move on. So 0357 0.76. I'm gonna go 00. I'm gonna go 0.8, and it's gonna be a positive 0030 2. So you can watch the antics. Good night, Patrick. Thanks for coming in. Always nice to see you in the chat. I'm going to scooch him to the left a little bit more because I'm seeing a nice pattern. Seeing a pretty nice pattern there. Got a nice bright star here, star here, star here, star over there. Aha. Look at this. Bright star next to a faint star. There's this one. and there's a fainter one over here. Let's see if this star, this triangle of stars, is off to the right. So I'm going to move these stars to the left, and that triangle of stars should pop in. I should see a faintish star popping in pretty soon here on the right. Come on, where are you? There it is. So let's see if I keep moving right, if I get that little triangle, this little triangle here. I think I will. I think I'm on this one. It's way far off in terms of pointing though. Damn. Yep. So there's the triangle here. This star here is this little guy. Okay. So we got everything right. Right here. Right? We've got, right? I know that you can't see this very well, but I can see these stars and these guys, so that's exactly where I'm pointing. Now I need to be pointing way down here to this guy. So, man, okay, so I need to do some moving. So what I need to do is I need to move all the way over there to these guys, and then I'm going to scooch down. Okay, so I'm going to put you back over here, and here we go. This is called star hopping. So I'm going to go back to that bright star, and I'm going to put the bright star and his little friend sort of right down there, and then I'm going to move them to the right. Okay, I think I might go a little bit more. Yeah, I know exactly where I am here. See, if I can see a pattern, I am good to go. Maybe moved a little bit too far, but that should be okay. Okay, so now I'm going to move these stars slowly to the right, and I have to rely on the Gaia catalog to trust that stars are in the right places. But along the way, right, I should see a faint star there. I should see two fainter stars coming in on the right, much fainter. But now I'm sort of getting my bearings in terms of brightnesses, you know, being able to compare. Okay, I'm going to keep moving. I should start seeing, in a couple more moves here, I should start seeing a bright star sort of right in the middle left. I'm moving really slow. So far, so good. Okay, he should be popping in momentarily. Come on. I wonder if my updater. Yeah. Haha. Okay, so I'm seeing something way at the top there. Yeah, that's possible. those into the field. Ooh, I don't know. That seems a little... Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay. So we should see another bright dude coming in. Yep, there he is, down here. Okay, so we're definitely in the right place. So now, okay, according to the chart, and I'm going to scoot you back over to the chart. I'll show you where I am. These three stars, right? Bright, bright, faint. I'm going to get this guy sort of over here, because I know what my field of view is. And if I get that guy over here, is that right? Yeah. I get him over there. And now I'm going to move these stars up. No, I want them to go down. And what I should see is at least one brighter star popping in from the top. I'm hoping. Star hopping is a fun thing, especially when there's absolutely blank sky, right? I'm looking on the Gaia chart, and there is one 15th magnitude star between those two things. But I think I've got him. Yeah. Okay. So, these two bright stars coming in. Yeah, for sure. Okay, now what I'm going to do, let me move you back over to the chart here. Okay, so this is my target, and you can see I've got a bright star and a really faint star next to him, and they're sort of pointing to that guy, right? And that's what we've got here, right? Bright, faint, pointing to this guy. But according to the chart, and this is how I confirm, if I just move this away, I should see those two stars, right? So let's see if I do. I just need to move these stars down, and I should be able to see that bright double. And if I do, then I know that I've got my target. Should be coming in. There they are. Voila. Okay. So I know that this is my target, this guy down in the lower left. So I'm going to scooch him over, get him in the middle, and start collecting data. Gee whiz. Oh, I might have moved that too far. Oh, that's a good one. Okay, so I'm going to move him up. Move him up, move him up, move him up. And actually, I'm going to move him up, and then I'm going to come back down. Whew. Yeah, fun and games. But at least I got this one. So it's 3:23. I'm gonna go for another 7 minutes here. and then I'm going to end the live stream, but of course I'm going to keep going. You know what? I think I'm going to keep these 3 stars in the same field of view, I think, to collect the data. That'll help my software with the field rotation and also the stacking. So I'm just going to bring this guy back down thusly, and yeah, I think that's a good place to go. So what I need to do is so that's going to be 06688. 06688. So I'm going to abort this, and I'm going to set this to 0, and I'm going to call this 06688, and the autosave is going to go on. I'm going to go to 1x1 binning because I want full resolution. 1 second. I'm going to do 100 exposures. It takes about half an hour or so. And off we go. So now the size of the image will change. It's going to grow by a factor of 9 in area. And there's my 2 stars, 2 targets. Actually, so I'm looking south, and I don't think I'm seeing any clouds down there. So I think I'm pretty good. So yeah, okay. Well, I'm gonna like I said, I think I'm gonna end this live stream for today. Waiting on the new USB cable for my webcam. So when I get back into the office and do a live stream from the office, it'll just be on screen share mode, at least for the next few days. But I'm gonna rig up my old microphone, and we'll just do some screen sharing. Maybe we'll do some um, processing of Mars images or something.